My name is Greg. I am an energy healer, energy worker. I'm going to post a link below for those that have interest in the type of work I do. Today, I would like to talk about relationships and how to fix them and create a successful one. Now, the first thing that two partners must acknowledge is that both are divine beings, as we all are divine beings. Now, when you can accept this fact, you can look at the situation or the relationship at it from a different angle. Now, what we really need to give is unconditional love. This is also an important part of a relationship. And unconditional love is very high vibration. And this is what can create this harmonious, peaceful relationship. And when I'm talking about love, I'm not talking about the sensual love. Unconditional love is when you're compassionate, when you are there for them even at the worst times, when you let them know that it is okay. You can give them a hug. You can let them know that they can express their feelings and it is okay. And the thing about feelings is that most people think that when you're expressing yourself that you are weak, but in actuality when you are expressing yourself you are strong. And what happens is a lot of times people keep their emotions inside of them, and this creates blockages into their system, and it affects other relationships in the future and present. Now, in order for people to heal and move forward, we must let go of everything that is in our system. We have to release. We have to talk about these things. And what better way to talk about than your partner? Now, unconditional love does not only pertain to your partner, your romantic partner, your boyfriend, your husband, or your wife, or and so forth. It also applies to your friendship. It also applies to the workplace. You can always be that motivation, positive light wherever you go, and people are going to feed off this. And people are going. It's almost like you have this energy in you, and even if you're walking by them, they can feel you if you are holding this high vibration. As time goes on and you are in this high vibrational state, you will realize that people are starting to shift and they're starting to change and they're starting to become more positive. And they will gravitate towards you and then they will start listening to you and they will look at you in a different way. Now, you can always be the leader that people need, whether again it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a coworker. And always know that everyone is going through something. Sometimes we don't know what's in their thoughts. There can be millions of things going on. So we have to have compassion and understand that that person maybe is going through something that we don't know. So instead of judging them, which is a very low vibration, judging is an extremely low vibration. Fear, jealousy, all those are low vibration. Joy, unconditional love, positivity are all higher vibration. So instead of again judging them, we need to let them know that we are here for them, that it is okay. And even if you're having a bad day as well, there's ways that you can bring someone's spirit up. And it could be from giving them something or helping them with something, and they will return the favor. And there will come a time that maybe you are going through this challenging time and they'll be there for you. They will remember that. So always remember that in order to make a relationship that is successful, unconditional love is very important, and understanding that all beings are divine. Now, let's just say you go out to a restaurant with your friend and your friend's having a bad day, and it brings you down because it can. That negative energy can be transferred to you, it could be in your field, and it could bring you down. Now, you have the option of allowing that energy to affect you and bring you down as well, or you could rise above it and you could lift that other person energy as well. So you have the opportunity to be the light that that person needs at that time. And again, thoughts are very important. Being a leader is very important, and being positive. And even if you can't express it with your mouth, you could always send them positive thoughts with your mind, because when you're sending thoughts with your mind, the person is actually receiving it in their subconscious mind. So it might not affect them at that moment, but it will affect them later on in a positive way. So you can always be positive wherever you go. Even if you're going to a grocery store, when people are walking around, you can help someone out. You could greet them, you can open up the door for them. Sometimes when I go into a grocery store, and someone's looking for a card, I give them a card before I take my own card. I let them walk in before I walk in. So all these little things help that person shift their mood. And this in turn helps them become a higher, more of a higher vibration. Now, regardless again what type of relationship it is, anytime you're communicating with a being, there is some type of relationship. So it could be even if you're walking on the street, for example, and you see a homeless man and you can't give him something, you can always send them happy thoughts, positive thoughts. This will help that relationship that you have with that person. So going back to romantic relationships, it's knowing that it is okay to express yourself, knowing that you have to be there for your partner, and let them know that you are you have to be in a type of place that they feel free opening up to you, not to get judged. So when you guys help each other out, this is how you build it. There has to be trust, and things like jealousy needs to be removed, because attachment is, we beings don't like attachment. We like to be free. We like to be free spirits. So if someone is coming and bringing us down, or is attaching us, or is being too controlling, this is not going to work. And I don't think you should be in a relationship if you don't have trust. Trust is very important. You must trust your partner when you're in a relationship. Now, now there is the other part. The other part is, if you're in a relationship that's very abusive, for example, and the person is extremely violent or is on drugs, again, judging them, calling them a loser is not going to help. We must help them. We must understand that they are divine beings and they're just on the wrong path, and or lost. And what we can do is let them know that we are there for them, and we want to help them. Now, we can't force the help. We can't say, oh, you know what, you have to go. No, there's no you have to. You can give them advice, let them know that you're there for them, and figure out ways to improve their well-being. Now, if your partner decides, you know what, I'm fine, and when the ego comes into play, and people don't want to accept the fact that they need help, the only thing you can do at that point is either move on, but move on in a positive way. Never move on in a way that there's like turmoil and fight. Always move on in a positive direction. Let them know that you're there for them, but it's not working out, and you're trying to help them out, and then move on. When it comes to the situation when relationships end in fight or going to court and battle and this is going to create toxic environment, especially when there's a kid involved. So always important to understand each other and talk it out. Put everything on the table. Let that other person know how you feel. And compromising is a great thing. This is not about being right and being wrong. It's about fixing and understanding and loving. And nothing is more positive than love. I mean, I can say love, I could talk about love forever. It is extremely important to love and show the love. Show the love. Even if you are not getting it at that moment, you show the love. Show the person that, hey, you're not giving me love, but I'm going to give you love. And I'm going to forgive you. And I'm going to love you and be there for you. And once this other person, that's your partner, for example, is seeing that, hey, I'm being mean to this person, but this person is still giving me love, it's going to trigger something in them like, hey, wow, this is the way it's supposed to be. Something will trigger in them and they will start changing automatically. So again, relationships, regardless of what type of relationship it is, it can always be fixed. It's just important for two egos to be put aside, and the spirit, your soul, your true essence needs to be communicating with each other. Because when your true essence is communicating with each other, you come to the understanding that both you are divine beings, and both of you can create this perfect relationship where it's blissful, where it's loving, where it's understanding, where there's trust between each being. Now, I know it can be difficult at times and it takes practice, but as long as you're moving towards this, it's going to help you a lot. And again, living in a high vibration is going to help a lot. Being positive, thinking positive thoughts. Even if you're going through a period where it's just things are not going right, think positive. When you think positive, good things will happen. So it is also very important to be in a relationship and let them know that we can talk it out. So if it's during the day, at night, you could always take time to talk it out and figure out what is it that is bothering you. And listen to the person. Don't just attack the person, even if they're saying something that it does not resonate with you and you think it's wrong. Just listen to the person. Put everything aside and listen to that person and work on it. Release this baggage, release this negativity, release this judgment. And one thing I can tell people is there's ways to improve this, and that could be through meditation and yoga. Meditation and yoga will help you to release this pain, will help you to release the stress that you're having, and it will also help you become this high vibrational being that you can be. And it will teach you a lot about how to react to people, and it will teach you a lot of how to create this successful relationship. Because again, once you start looking at the person as a divine being, you will look at it at a different angle. And when you start communicating with people, different type of people, again, regardless of who it is, you will start noticing that when you are positive towards each and every being, that in turn you feel great, you feel happy, gratitude, joy, love. So it has an effect on you because we affect each other. And know that no matter what happens, that everything is okay. Everything's gonna be okay, regardless if the relationship ends in a bad way or it's gonna end and you feel like, oh, you're going to be lonely or you're not going to have anybody and so forth, and then this fear comes into you. No, that's not true. You can always, even if one relationship does not work, you can always find someone that it can work, that can be like you and will listen and can open up. But even when you finish a previous relationship, always know that and in good terms. Let that if the person is like, for example, they're on drugs or they're abusive, let them know that you're there for them, that you're going to help them if they choose to change. Always and I always say, like, always end in a way when you can still be friends. Not in a way that you're enemies. Enemies, it will not help you to create enemies, because even if you create enemies with your relationship, what's gonna happen is gonna affect your next relationship. So the next relationship you go on, you're gonna have that baggage with you, and then if someone says something that reminds you of that person, you're gonna start lashing out on them, and then you're gonna create another toxic relationship, and it's gonna go on and on and on. It's a pattern. This is why so many people have trouble with relationship, is because they bring the past into the present relationship. This will not work. The past must be released in order to move forward. There is no other way. It must be released. So so remember that when you become this high vibrational being, you are going to start to attract people that are like you. So if you're on this level in terms of your vibration, you're going to start attracting people similar to you. The people that are lower, that want to judge, that want to fight, that like drama, they're going to start slowly just fading away. And you will in turn have relationships with people that are more positive, more peaceful. So it really has to do with believing, putting trust in there, trying, experimenting, understanding, having compassion. And most important is love, unconditional love. Once you can give that love, you will start seeing how the world changes around you. And your relationships will get much, much better. And sometimes we need to let our ego we need to put our ego in the back seat. And you say, you know what? Regardless if I think it's right and our mind is telling you, you know what? It's right. I'm right. I'm right. That person is wrong. Take a step back and be like, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna act like they're right. And let me see what they have to say. And maybe, just maybe, they say something that resonates with you. That says, hey, wow, I didn't even think of that. Okay, now it makes sense. I won't do that again. And then what happens is the other person apologizes to you, says, you know what, I was being mean to you and so forth, and apologizes. And what's the result of this? The result is this negative toxic energy that's in your field is removed so you can move forward. So this is how you're gonna, it's very simple, although it may be complicated to apply. It's very simple. It's understanding each other, it's respecting each other, you know? It's like sometimes when I see people and they're with their kids, right? They're giving them this unconditional love. No matter what the kid does, they give them unconditional. They're so compassionate towards the kids. They love the kids no matter what. So imagine if you apply this type of love to every single being. Look what type of relationship you're gonna have. And again, they're gonna look at you and be like, wow, this person is truly amazing. It has so much love to give, even if I'm not giving that type of love. This is unconditional love. This is what will fix relationship, and this is what will create a positive, successful relationship. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to listen, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to help as much as I possibly can. So I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and thank you for listening.